Well, hello everyone. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. I thought we were done with this series, but evidently Lowe's likes getting the publicity, and I'm going to give it to them. If you noticed by the title, I said the storm continues. We did a previous one on Lowe's, and when we last looked down on our hero, we had an appointment. The only thing Lowe's had to do, they had one thing, and that was to keep two things. Keep the appointment and get the carpet installed. Right? Okay, well, they didn't. So I'm going to walk you through this. Now the storm, the day started out fine. I mean, I had to make a lot of arrangements. I took a vacation day off from work. I don't get personal days, and I don't get any other paid days off except vacation. So I took a vacation day. I also had hired a cleaner to come in and clean the house because we're getting ready to list it on the market. It is now on the market, by the way. But I had a cleaner there to clean. I brought breakfast for me and the cleaner, so we had breakfast. And when we got done and she started cleaning, I went shopping because I had to get a couple of tools and some supplies and stuff, so I left. Now, the arrangement was that they would, first off, they set the appointment for one day and said, we'll call you the day before to give you the time. They didn't call me, I had to call them. And the time they gave me was between 12 and 2. What are they, Comcast? So anyway, and I left at 11. And would have been back by 12, except the place that I went didn't have what I was looking for, so I had to drive clear across town to Menards, which, by the way, very nice store. And the agreement was that they were going to call me 30 minutes before they would be there, because I can get from anywhere in Springfield to that house in 30 minutes. And that was the agreement. So I'm on my way to Menards, and the phone rings. And it just so happens that I had the phone out, otherwise it had been in my pocket, I'd have never heard it. And I answered, and it was them, and she said, well, they didn't give me any notice, they're going to be there in 5 minutes, can you meet them there? Now I'm on the other end of town. It just so happened that the cleaner was there. And I said, sure, go right on ahead. That's the beginning of the storm. So I go in, I get my stuff, I head back to the apartment. The cleaning crew is there, which, by the way, the entire cleaning crew was Mexican. Now, they may have been legal, I don't know, but a company that hired them is out of Florida. It was a 3-man crew. I couldn't figure out all along how they could pay for free rip out, free disposal, and free installation. Now I know, I think. Anyway, they were nice, very talented. They did a very good job. So I walk in the door, and the guy is sweeping the padding, getting all the carpet up that they had just pulled. And the entire house had nothing but padding. And I said, no. The padding is supposed to come up, you're supposed to lay padding and then the carpet. Oh, okay. So now they had to pull the padding, so they didn't have the proper instructions. Now, one of the disagreements I had had with them all along was the amount of carpet they charged me for. Should have been 408 feet. I went in and they charged me for an extra 12 by 7, 84 feet. So they were charging me for almost 900 square feet of carpet. No, 490 square feet of carpet. And I said, I know carpeting. None of this is going to be seamed. It's all going to be 4 straight cuts. You should have almost no waste at all. They argued. I paid to get it done. We'll revisit that, by the way. So now the storm goes from a sprinkle to a begin to pour. They pull the carpet out. It's the wrong carpet. The carpet that I bought was almost brown with flecks in it. This looked like cheap indoor outdoor carpeting. There was no fluff to it. It was all hard and matted. And like I said, it was almost off-white, and what I ordered was almost chocolate brown. Big difference. So now they can't install the carpet, so they call their lady, and she's on her way. In the meantime, I called Lowe's to talk to the manager. Could not have given less shits. I mean it. After me telling him what the problem was, he said to me, well, what would you like for me to do? Okay, that pissed me off. You're the store manager, make this work. And so I told him. I said, what I want from you is I want you to go back and look at my original file. I want you to find the right carpeting. I want you to get it cut. And then I want these carpet installers to come over there and get it and install it in my house. And you know what he said? I gave him 5 or 6. The one thing he said is, I can't control the carpet installers. I said, I will take care of them because you obviously don't know how to. So I will take care of the carpet installers. I want you to go get the carpet, get it cut, and have it ready for them when they get there. I said, and just so we're on the same page, you call me when it's cut so I know that it's cut. I will. I'll get right on that. I said, good, I'll be sitting here waiting for your call. Then their boss shows up. She has a copy of the original contract on the computer. And I told her my story, and she pulled out the computer and she says, I don't know why they're charging you for that. Because you're absolutely right. The way this is laid out, you should have a little piece here, a little piece here, and a little piece there, and that's it. I said, exactly. They charged me for 84 feet another $150 that didn't need to be paid. Well, let's see, almost $2.80, $160 that didn't need to be paid. So anyway, so she gets on the phone, tells the manager at Lowe's exactly what to do, and things start happening. Then the boss at Lowe's calls back that lady. Keep in mind, nobody's called me. We're all sitting out. It's 2 in the afternoon, and nobody knows what they're doing. So I think after we talk to their boss, and their boss talks to the manager, the carpet guys leave, they're heading on their way out to Lowe's, and I think it's solved. Then the lightning and thunder happens. Now the manager calls from Lowe's and says, not to me, but to their boss, the carpet that he paid for is exactly what we delivered. And I said, like hell it is. So she said, why don't have him come to the store and show me what he's talking about. So I drove clear across town for the second time today, by the way. I drive to Lowe's, I go right back to flooring, I pick up the exact piece that I ordered, and I go get the manager, and I said, here's what I ordered, and she says, well, that's what we sent. I said, no, it's not. So she said, well, let me go show you on the roll. And I said, okay. So we go back to the roll. I've got this little cardboard cutout piece with the carpeting on it, okay? And she shows me this crappy carpet on this roll. And she said, that's the same thing as what you've got in your hand. I said, are you high? There's no way. So when she showed me the numbers, and I said, okay, let me explain this to you, because you obviously are not getting it. Carpet on the roll is white, carpet on the board is brown. Carpet down here looks like indoor-outdoor carpeting. It's hard and no fluff. Sample, nice and fluffy. And you know what she said? She said, well, the sample is brown because so many people have handled it that it's gotten dirty. If your samples are that damn dirty, you need to change them. That is disgusting. It was almost chocolate brown. And she said, as far as the matting goes, she says, once we cut it and put it in there, it will eventually look fluffy just like that. I said, I didn't pay $900 so it will eventually look like I wanted it to. So I said, well, she said, I want to make you happy. You get whatever you want. So I looked up and down the row. It was the only one carpet of that price in the whole selection. Everything one way was a lot cheaper. So if I was going to get any of those, I was going to get screwed. And if I got into the other end, I felt like I was taking advantage of them. And I looked at her and I said, just install the crap and let's get this over with. I got to get this done today. I took a vacation day. I can't take off again. It's got to be done. And she said, are you sure? And I looked at her and I went, sure. Let's say that. Dripping with sarcasm, which evidently was lost on her. So, I go back, I get it done, it's installed. Now, stops raining, the sun comes out. This is all metaphorical, by the way, it never did rain, metaphorically speaking. When I was driving across town, and I was praying about it, and God said, you're missing, because when I get upset, I get upset. And God said, you're missing the whole point here. You have always called that God's house because of all the miracles that have been worked in that house. I said, yes, that's true. He said, well, if you're trying to fix up God's house, who do you think is going to be upset with you? Satan. This is a spiritual battle. This is not a physical battle. Satan is attacking you, trying to get you to be a bad witness for me. And I said, oh, now I get it. So I said, okay. And I prayed about it. I said, give me the strength and the wisdom to say and to do the right thing so I can be a good witness for you and not give Satan any satisfaction. And then we went in and I had my confrontation with the manager and I ended it by saying, sure, let's say that, but let's get this done. So on my way back to the house, again, I was praying about it and I said, Lord, I want to thank you for letting those guys be willing to stay because they didn't have to stay. Their boss said, you can go home if you want, or you can stay and we can get this done. And they elected to stay. And I said, Lord, thank you for letting them stay. And he said, go get them dinner. Okay. So I went to Kentucky Fried Chicken. I bought them dinner. $40 worth of dinner, by the way. So I got the carpet done and they cleaned up. My cleaner had gone home, so I didn't have to have her come back. They ran the sweeper, they cleaned everything up, they hauled everything out. I gave them their dinner. They left. I went home. I got home about 6:30 that night. I should have been done by 2:30 or 3. But I got home at 6:30 and on my drive home, I was actually happy. I felt that through me, God had defeated Satan once again and trying to turn me into a bad witness. I was well on my way to being there. And when I got back, I apologized to those guys and they agreed with everything that I said because they were standing right there when I took her back there to look at that roll and that sample. And they were standing there shaking their head. They couldn't believe it. So, now, After they were done, but before they left, I explained to one of the Mexicans how much they had charged me. I said, I wanted to look at the waste before you put it up, but I see you've already got it up, so it's no big deal. He goes out to the truck and brings the waste back to me. And as he's walking across the yard, he's got 2 little pieces of carpet in his hand. And I said, is that it? And he said, yeah. So he laid it out on the ground, he took a tape measure, and I took pictures. 2 pictures of each. And I don't remember what they were, but one piece was like 3 foot by 2 foot, another piece was like 2 foot by 2 foot. Not 87 square feet of carpet, 87 times 12, 84. Not 84 square feet that they charged me for, but maybe 8 or 10 square feet. I didn't do the math. And that's exactly what I told them would happen. And they knew that when they went in. And they screwed me on purpose. So I decided I'm going to do this video. And I did. I waited a couple days so I could cool down. I didn't want to do it and still be angry because I wanted to be objective. But I did make another decision. I'm going to figure out how to get a thumbnail or one of those things, you know, that you can put in your computer and download to it. I don't know what they're called. Thumb drive, maybe? Anyway, I'm going to figure out how to do that, and I'm going to take both episodes that I made of this video about Lowe's, and I'm going to send it to the president and CEO of Lowe's. And that's how that's going to go. And if I ever hear anything back, I'll let you know. I probably won't, because I'm sure that attitude comes from on high. If the manager at that store didn't give a crap, I'm sure the CEO doesn't either. But we're going to do it because we have to stand up as Americans, as citizens, and as people who pay their paychecks. We need to stand up and tell them we're mad as hell and we're not taking it anymore. This is not about getting something for nothing. This is not about vengeance. This is not about payback. This is about telling corporate America, hey, you have screwed us long enough. It doesn't take extra money. It doesn't cost extra to be a human being, to give a crap about your customers. And that's how that's going to go. Well, you guys have a great week. I hope your shopping experiences are not near as bad as mine, but I work in retail. I know they are. Let me know about it. Let the corporations know about what's going on the ground. You guys have a great week and happy investing.